Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a Giannis Antetokounmpo build on NBA 2K24. Now listen, you cannot make a perfect Giannis build on this game. It is just not possible. The builder is way more limited than it was previously. So today I'm going to be showing you guys 3 separate Giannis builds. Some of them get Hall of Fame bulldozers. Some of them are 6'10", some of them are 6'11". We're going to talk about all the differences between those different heights and different badges. But with all that out of the way, let's get started with this video, man. Let's go. All right, so now let's take a look at this first build. And as you can see right here, this build has a 96 strength, which is going to get this build Hall of Fame bulldozer as well as Hall of Fame immovable enforcer. And again, as you can see, this builder is very, very limited. Once you add that 96 strength, it's really hard to manage extra attributes onto this build after the fact. And some of the main weaknesses of this Giannis build is that the block could definitely be higher. There's no post control. The driving layup is way too low. The close shot is too low. And I mean, even the defensive rebound is a little bit too low. Like, there's just a lot of things that you have to sacrifice in order to get that 96 strength for the Hall of Fame bulldozer that really soften up the rest of the build and does not make it a good overall build. But we're gonna have to really wait and see if that Hall of Fame bulldozer is worth it. But again, looking at the rest of the build, you're gonna get a 90 driving dunk. That's gonna be enough for precision dunker on gold, and you're gonna get all of the pro contact dunk animations. Also going to get the basic big man contact dunks with the 81 standing dunk, a 74 three-pointer, which is gonna get you claymore and catch and shoot on silver, which is very nice, a 77 pass accuracy, which will get you needle threader on bronze. It'll also get you break starter on silver, which is very nice to have. Maxed out ball handle, maxed out speed with ball, so you can dribble on this build. And again, it's a solid build. With how good paint defense might be on this game, you could actually probably get away with making something like this where you only have bronze anchor, 82 interior. But again, it's limited. It's very, very limited, especially once you put on that 96 strength. Now, once you exit the My Player Builder, you are going to get the player comparisons of Aaron Gordon, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Paolo Banchero, and you're going to get the build name interior threat on this build. All right, so now let's move on to the second version of this build. This is going to be a 6'10" power forward, 215 pounds with a 7'2" wingspan. Now, before you guys freak out about the wingspan, I want you to understand that Giannis actually doesn't really have that big of a wingspan because he is 7 foot with a 7'3" wingspan. So this is actually proportionately a much bigger wingspan than he actually has in real life. We actually had to do this in order to finesse a couple things. We wanted to get 70 speed with ball for pro dribble style while still getting an 84 strength for silver bulldozer and silver immovable enforcer. Now, taking a look at this version of the build, you're actually going to get way more driving layup and close shot on this build. The 3-point and mid-range are the same. The playmaking is pretty much the same. And then defensively, you're going to get much more perimeter defense. You're going to get an 82 perimeter defense, which is going to get you challenger on silver. You also have a 72 steal, which is going to get you right stick ripper, glove, and interceptor all on bronze. 78 block, 85 defensive rebound. Again, it is so hard to put rebounding on builds in this year's game. It is a very expensive attribute to upgrade. So if I were to go with like a 92 defensive rebound, then upgrade the offensive rebound to a 70, I literally could not get the rest of the attributes that you would see on this build. Then when it comes to the physicals, 72 speed, 68 acceleration, 84 strength to get us the bulldozer on silver, immovable enforcer on silver. We're gonna go with an 80 vertical as well. I like having at least an 80 vertical on all my big man builds. Even if they don't have high block or rebound rating, it always just helps to have. And then a 90 stamina. This build, again, pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Now, we're about to transition to the 6'11" version of this build, and I just want to really quickly point out what the main differences are between the 6'11" version and the 6'10" version. And basically, it just comes down to a lot of the playmaking badges. There are actually a lot of playmaking badges that you can only get on the 6'10" version, which include physical handles, which is very nice to have, especially if you upgrade your strength. And then things like hyperdrive, killer combos, which again are only badges that you get on bronze, but they're very nice to have. But the physical handles you do get on gold. Now, as you can see right here, we're moving out of the My Player Builder. We're going to get the player comparisons of Aaron Gordon, Paolo Banchero, and Pascal Siakam. And we're going to get the build name Hybrid Defender, which I think is actually a pretty cool name for Giannis because Giannis is a guy that can pretty much guard 1 through 5, and he's a very deadly perimeter defender. So I think getting the name Hybrid Defender is pretty freaking cool. All right, and now let's take a look at this last version of the Giannis Antetokounmpo build. This is going to be a 6'11" power forward with a 7'6" wingspan that weighs 228 pounds. Key highlights, again, this build is going to get an 84 strength, which is enough for silver bulldozer and silver immovable enforcer. And then taking a look at this version of the build, the finish finishing, shooting, playmaking are all pretty similar. The defense is a little bit different though. Instead of getting that 77 block, we can actually get an 87 block on this build, which is going to be enough for silver anchor. We do have a slightly bit higher of an offensive rebound, up to a 60. And then when it comes to perimeter D, we're going to get a 71 perimeter defense for bronze challenger, as well as a 72 steal for bronze glove, bronze interceptor, and bronze right stick ripper. Again, man, build is very self-explanatory. Get a 70 ball control for the basic dribble animations that you could pretty much get in this game. And now, since we've pretty much gone over all of the versions of the Giannis builds that I have made, I do want to point out some of the flaws of the builds that I did make. And if you guys could somehow find a way to make a better build, please let me know, because it is almost impossible to make a very good Giannis build in this game. One of the big things is there's no post control on any of the builds that I made. I literally could not fit post control on any versions of the build that I made. If I did, I would have had to sacrifice driving dunk, driving layup, ball handle, or even shooting. I couldn't sacrifice any more defense. The defense was pretty much bare bones for the most part on a lot of the builds. Like, it only had a bronze anchor. So I don't know, man. Now when it comes to the player comparisons, you are going to actually get the Giannis Antetokounmpo player comparison on this build, as well as Josh Smith and Aaron Gordon. And you're going to get the build name interior threat on this build as well. That's going to be pretty much it for today's video. This is a little bit of a shorter video. We do have another video coming out later today, which should be the Kevin Durant build video. But that's it for right now. Make sure you guys go check out that Kevin Durant build video when it does come out. And if you guys haven't seen my Victor Wembanyama build video, you guys should go check that out as well. But I'm out, man. Peace.